My beloved brothers and sisters, when we speak of the signs of Qiyamah, we are not speaking of something far-fetched or imaginary. We are speaking of what the Prophet Muhammad told us more than 14 centuries ago. He described in detail events that would take place before the final hour. He spoke of things that at the time seemed impossible to the people around him. Yet today we see them with our own eyes, unfolding exactly as he had mentioned. This in itself is a reminder of his truthfulness, of the fact that he was sent by Allah Almighty, and of the certainty of the Day of Judgment. When the Prophet described these signs, he did not do so to entertain us or to simply give us information. He spoke of them to awaken us, to remind us, to prepare us for what is to come. If you look around, many of the minor signs have already occurred, and the major ones are drawing nearer and nearer. Each event is like a page turning in a book that is rapidly approaching its final chapter. Every sign that unfolds is a message from Allah telling us, "My servant, your time in this world is limited, so prepare yourself." Some of these signs were so specific that when the companions first heard them, they may not have understood how they would come about. Yet we see them clearly today. The Prophet spoke of immorality spreading, of people competing in building tall structures, of wealth being in abundance for some yet poverty crushing many others. He spoke of knowledge being taken away, not by books disappearing, but by scholars being lifted from this world. He told us about leaders who would be corrupt, about people who would be entrusted with responsibilities, yet they would betray those trusts. These are not distant possibilities. These are realities we see in the news, in our societies, and sometimes even in our own lives. My brothers and sisters, the unfolding of these prophecies should not merely be information that we share at gatherings. They should shake our hearts. Because when you see prophecy turning into reality, it is not just history unfolding. It is your Lord reminding you that His word is true, that His messenger spoke only the truth, and that the promise of the hereafter is as real as the ground beneath your feet. Think of the example of technology. The Prophet spoke of communication spreading across the globe, of voices reaching far away, of people being deceived by appearances. At the time, people could not imagine such things. Today, a person can sit in one corner of the world and broadcast their voice and image to millions within seconds. Today, falsehood spreads faster than truth because of these very tools. If this does not make us pause and think of how precise his words were, then what will the Prophet told us about time passing quickly, about years feeling like months, months like weeks, and weeks like days? Ask yourself, do we not feel this already? Does it not seem like days fly by, months slip through our fingers, and years pass without us realizing how much of our lives are gone? These are not coincidences. They are the unfolding of His words, and each one is meant to awaken us from the deep sleep of heedlessness. He also warned of widespread bloodshed, of conflicts and wars where the killer would not know why he killed, and the one killed would not know why he was killed. Look at the world today. Look at the innocent lives lost in wars, conflicts driven by greed, by power, by ideologies that mean nothing in the sight of Allah. Entire nations are torn apart, children are orphaned, families are displaced, and the cycle of violence continues. These are not ordinary events. They are the echoes of the very warnings the Prophet gave us. My brothers and sisters, when you recognize that these prophecies are unfolding, you realize that words of Allah's messenger are not just stories of the past, but living truths. It should increase your faith it should make you more conscious of Allah. It should make you understand that if what he said about this world is true, then surely what he said about the hereafter is also true. If we can witness the signs unfolding before our eyes, how can we doubt that the day of judgment will come exactly as described? Every prophecy is a reminder that the world is temporary. You may look at the tall buildings, the powerful nations, the wealth that seems endless, and you may think that this will last forever. But the Prophet they told us that these very things would be signs of the approaching end. Even the arrogance of mankind, the way people boast about what they have built or achieved, was foretold. He said there will come a time when people compete in constructing tall buildings. Today, cities across the globe boast of towers that touch the skies, each one trying to outdo the other. And yet, all of it is fragile, all of it is temporary, all of it will be destroyed when the final trumpet is blown. When we see these signs, the real question is not, when will the hour be? But rather, am I ready for it if it comes tomorrow? Because readiness is not about knowing the date, it is about living every day with the awareness that it could be the last. It is about using the signs not for debates, but for transformation. It is about asking yourself, if the Prophet described this moment, then what does it mean for my life, my actions, my relationship with Allah? The unfolding of these prophecies also teaches us humility. It shows us that our intellect, our science, our progress, all of it cannot change what has been decreed. We may think we are advanced, that we have control, but when Allah decides that a sign will appear, it will appear in the way He has decreed, and no one can stop it. The lesson is that we are not in control, Allah is. We are not the authors of history, He is. We are only travelers passing through, and every prophecy fulfilled is a signpost reminding us how close we are to the end of the journey. And so, my beloved brothers and sisters, as we look at the world today, as we witness these events unfold one after another, let us not be people who are blind to the reality around us. Let us not be people who scroll through signs as if they were headlines with no meaning. Let us be people whose hearts tremble when we see the words of the Prophet come to life. Let us be people who use these reminders to draw nearer to Allah, to fix our lives, to prepare our souls, and to remember that the ultimate prophecy is that the day of judgment is real, and it is coming closer with every passing moment, you said.